and I'm so thrilled to have her to talk about her new book release called Finding the Light, inspired by the goings-on over the past few months. Please welcome the one and only Alli Mang to the show. Hello.
Hi, it is such a pleasure to be here. Happy Thanksgiving, beautiful Jenny, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. You know, today's a celebration of what we're doing, and if we can stand up, we can help inspire others who may not quite have the strength today to do it. Mm-hmm. And that really, to me, is I know what you're doing. Your heart's right behind it, and I'm right there with you, sister.
Well, I love that you say that, because yeah, it is hard. And what we've kind of been really talking about and focusing on with people is, while you may be productive, that does not mean you're okay. And just because you're not productive doesn't mean you're not okay. There's this duality that we're kind of, I think, starting to make peace with in a business that is so focused on your well-being with being connected to your productivity. So this is really forcing us to kind of like separate the two and explore them as individual avenues. So it's really interesting. And I'm so interested to talk to you about Finding the Light that you're releasing, that was inspired by and is made up of so many different experiences and viewpoints. So Alli, let's start. We ask all of our guests at the beginning of our segments together, how have you been finding, balance, positivity, maybe even joy during these crazy times?
I think as an actor and a performer, my whole life, I think that the key for me has been to stay in the moment. And it has transcended in a way that I've never actually acknowledged before. Acknowledging, being intentional, and taking the pause to really be in nature. And Jenny, we all love nature, but I don't know if I've ever really taken a walk. You know? I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I think what I have been forced to do, and as it turns out, so many of the folks that I interviewed in the book had the same messages to really get back in touch with nature, and look at those small things, and even if you're having a really rough day, acknowledge it, but find one thing that you can be grateful for. And those are the things. I mean, it's funny. I was just had an interview with probably one of the largest commercial real estate lady based out of Dallas, and it was a very different tone. It's very raw. It was American, and it was wonderful, and we had a great conversation. She's such a leader, but sometimes we're so much into the facade and the makeup. It's funny. I had said to you before, I mean, I was going to try to put in more hair, because every time I think about you, I think you're the Zhuzh Queen. You are the Zhuzh Queen.
And I'm honored to hold that title.
Oh my gosh, yes. Everybody in your audience will say, "Oh, she's the Zhuzh Queen. There's nobody better."
And we have guests backstage that are already busting you get at that, because it's very true.
But I did, to just quickly segue to that, I did bring some sparkles.
Of course, I would hope so.
There you go. But anyway, I'm going to pretend there and a little there, and we have sparkles now.
There we go. I mean, sometimes you just need a little sparkle for yourself.
You do. Now, I'll just finish this point very quickly. So I think it depends on what arena you're in. Do you put on the facade or do you not? And I think that the beauty of that question, Jenny, the beauty of your authenticity and your courage to be able to sit here in front and say, today's not a good day, but guess what? I'm going to stand here anyway, because this is part of who we are. And this is why you and so many artists are so exciting to be in the presence of. So that is the power of you. That is the power of the artist. And if we let that go, and if we diminish it, because at the moment it's not being honored in the way that we're used to, then we're diminishing ourselves. And we cannot do that. And so define the gravity. Nothing's going to bring me down. It's very important.
Yeah, we'll talk about Finding the Light, because it's coming out, and it's a collection. It's a collaboration with a lot of different people, but it's your book, not mine. So you tell us about it.
Well, it's called Finding the Light, and I just did a hard copy. This will actually, there we go. There's a little hard copy of it, and it's filled with the most, I sort of made it into a bit of a magazine like, so it's almost a coffee table book. And it is filled with 70 plus essays. Louise Camilleri, beautiful Louise Camilleri, joined me to interview all of these people via Zoom, or most of the people, certainly. And from the interviews, I recorded them, and then they went into text. So usually the interviews were anywhere between 7,500 and 10,000 words. And so I whittled those down to 2,500 words about. And then I brought in two very gifted writers to work with me, and another incredible stage manager, Saren Brooke. She helped me formulate all of the text so that we could put it in a form. So it was a collaboration of so many people, and it was an opportunity for me to honor everyone's voice in a collection that was about hope, that was about renew, that was about solutions and ideas, and there was nothing canned. It was very raw. What I wanted to share was, I broke it up into seven different sections. So I started with business leaders, and then we went to entertainment leaders and entrepreneurs, and we went into faith leaders, family, thought leaders, and frontliners. So I interviewed people from all over North America, Australia, and Germany. So I really wanted to get a cross section. And believe it or not, every single one of the people in this book I've known for probably more than 20 years. Some new friends, but not that many. And it was my opportunity, while I was figuring out, well, what am I going to do? I lost my job completely too, you know. It was my opportunity to say thank you to these people for helping to create my career and to elevate me as a person. And it ended up being this passion project that is pretty fun. So what I would love to do, I'm going to show you two of the business leaders that I know all of you guys will know. One of them was Avery Saltzman. And I asked everybody for three of the same questions. And it was, how do you see this pause in life? The second one was, what are your hopes and wishes for post-COVID? And the third one was, what are your dreams and wishes for the young people to take from this experience? And the fourth question was, that nobody knew about, is I asked them to describe in one or two words what this experience has been like, this experience of the pandemic. And out of the 73 people I spoke to, only 2 words were repeated. And I thought that that was just so exciting, because, you know, you'd think over 70 people, they'd be kind of, you know, have the same experience.
Mm-hmm.
No one has. And yet, we've all been bonded by those beautiful principles of being grateful and staying in the moment and finding moments of happiness, even if we're having a rough time. And so even though 4 different countries of people who are from all walks of life, all the same stories, just clothed in a different way. And it was really exciting. I will also share, because it was my honor. He's been one of my best friends for many, 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 many years. And he's kind of raised me in a lot of ways. David Rogers is another one who is in this book. He's in the business leader section.
We like him on this show. We're big fans of David Rogers.
Yes, we are. And his 2 words or 3 words as it was, point me toward tomorrow. And just such a hopeful idea. And everybody had their own thing. Bruce Dean, his 1 word was learning. And he had such wonderful things. I'll never forget what he said when I said to him, what would you say to the children, you know, who are seeing what's going on, and what would you say? And his comment was, don't let fear get in your way. Mm. So this was the kind of sharing that we did through interviews. And then I curated them into essays. And it's an emotional book. It'll make you laugh. It's definitely going to give you some pause. It's a beautiful, beautiful, uplifting book. It's not a news book. It's not a political piece by any stretch of the imagination. And it's really the time-tested values of life, you know, just dig in and find out. My dad did the foreword, which was great. It's taken me 4 books to get him to do the foreword.
Like, geez, Dad, see, look it. I keep doing it. Now it's time.
It's time, Dad. But talk about legacy. It was a grand honor to have him do the foreword. And I have said, I guarantee one person, every single story will speak to one person who reads this book.
Yeah. It sounds like a very, this feels counterintuitive to say almost, but almost must have been a somewhat of an inspiring experience for you to put together, because it sounds like people are remarkable. Human beings are remarkable creatures, and we do hold on to hope with both hands very tightly. And it sounds like that's quite a large theme in the book.
It is. And that's why I wrote it. It's funny when you create anything from nothing. I had shared with you the text earlier.
Yes. Yes.
And I won't take much time because all of your guests are important. So please, I want to honor that. But I had lost my business that I'd been creating for the last 3 years in the United States. And specifically in the Florida area. So when I came home and then it all went, I like many people, we all experienced the hurt, every one of us. And it took about 2 weeks under the covers and kind of, oh my God. And then I had a dream and I woke up bolt upright, and it was this voice that said, free yourself, elevate, and rise. And I went, okay, free yourself, elevate, and rise. Fear. It was a different way to look at fear. And from then on, that's how this book was born. And so, I think to close on that and to talk about the creation and maybe get back to our legacy and get back to all of that, because that's what this book represents. That's what having your friends around you and asking for help. I mean, man, oh man, this is what we must do, particularly when we're being so challenged as we are now, is just trust. And if you need help, call. And I loved your post. You said, guys, just let us know, because I today is a good day for me. I would love to help somebody. Tomorrow's not such a good day or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think being real and just standing up and saying, we're going to be okay together.
Yeah.
We're going to be okay.
I love that. And I can't wait. We're going to buy a copy. We're buying a copy because we want to read it. We're going to post some excerpts from it. And also what's special about this book is that when you purchase it, not only does it inspire the reader, but also you are contributing to 3 different charitable organizations through the sale of the book. So before we let you go, can you tell us a bit about who else is benefiting from the sale of this book? Because I think that is such a beautiful notion. Yes, I said beautiful. You can all drink, but let's pay attention to
that. Well, thank you for adding that, Jeni, because it's probably, for me, the most important. They're all youth-focused charities. The first one is Lighthouse, which is dedicated to supporting children, teens, and youth with the loss of a loved one. And when I lost my sister to suicide, they have a specific training and learning center that supports children who lose parents and siblings to suicide. And Lighthouse is one of the most incredible charities. And they actually helped my niece when she lost her mom. And so it has deep meaning to me. And I've worked with them before. And my niece actually works with them now and helps others who she knows. The second one is Lemonade, which represents entrepreneurship. This young girl at the age of 16 decided that she wanted to teach others how to create their own lemonade stand and to become a philanthropic organization. And that's what they've been doing. So it's entrepreneurship. And the fourth and final is called One World Stage and Screen. And they support and mentor and train young artists up to the age of 20 who have some real gifts but are below the poverty line, and they give them hope and they give them legs and the opportunity. And they also help athletes as well. So it's kind of the trifecta of the 3 things that have been a part of my life. And I'm just thrilled about it. And I'm so grateful to be on this show, Jeni. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.
No, thank you. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for sharing with us. You are always so inspiring. I love that one of the charities is called Lemonade because you know how to make lemonade better than anyone I know. So, Alli Mang, you are such a force. I'm so glad to see you. Congratulations on what I know is going to be a very successful and inspiring release. I think that's something that, you know, the more we can look back on this time and look at fondly rather than, you know, resentfully. I think that's great. And you're giving us that. So thank you for such a wonderful gift. And I wish you all the best with it. And I can't wait to talk to you about your fifth book release, which I know will be coming sooner than
I love you. Thank you. It'll be findingthelight.ca. And I thank you for spreading the word because we need all the goodness we can get.
Absolutely. And you're such a big part of that goodness. Alli Mang, thank you so much. All the best. Take care and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Bye, people. Happy Thanksgiving.